Well, good to see you guys here today, like always. Very tough defeat. It was a game that I thought we controlled for 59 minutes and some change, and then we kind of let our guard down a little bit and got into overtime and didn't finish the game. It's a very disappointing defeat. It's the first time this season that we've not won a game that I felt like that we should have won the game. It was one of those games that still made you feel uneasy because we never could get two scores ahead of them. We had ample opportunities to do that. You got to take your hat off to them. They found a way to win the game, and we didn't. And that's the thing that's very disappointing. Hard defeat to take. Again, I thought we were the better team, but the scoreboard indicated otherwise. So we're very disappointed in the way we performed. Defensively, I thought that for the most part, other than one drive there in the third quarter, and then the final drive of regulation, we played exceptional, played well enough to win. Offensively, I had to pull the offensive coaches out of the tank yesterday and, explain to them. Golly, you had 66 offensive snaps in the first half and score 17 points, and have 105 snaps and score 27 points. And that's hard to do. That's hard to score that few points when you do that. But just missed opportunities. We had 2 fumbles in the red zone area. We had 1 fumble at midfield. In the third quarter, that was we had a great drive going. We had another missed opportunity where we were trying to throw the screen out there with Paul Rice that doesn't show up in the stat book, where we fumble the ball falls out of his hand. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, we had 6 offensive linemen out there to their 3 defensive backs. And we probably score, but we end up getting in a 4th and long and don't convert, and the half's over with. And then you have a couple missed field goals, and you have a punt return that was negated due to a blocking back that didn't need to take place. And, you just make one of those plays and you have a chance to win the game. So what we learned from the game is you can't have 11 penalties. You can't turn the ball over 3 times. And, again, I counted as 4 because at the end of the half that would have been 1. And then you can't play poorly in the kicking game. We did all those things and still had a chance to win. So we got a ways to go. Hopefully this week we'll get better. That's our plan, and it doesn't get any easier because we play a really good team in SEMO that's coming off some big wins this season under a new coach. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Neil?
Tell us about the improvement defensively, because it was quite noticeable in the press box. Did Demetrius Mason play that big a role, or was it across the board help?
I think Mason, he had a lot to do with it. We still got guys that you guys think are playing really well that are not doing their job every play, and it's hurting us. Is hurting us in crucial times. And then I think the level of competition had a lot to do with it too. But we played better, we executed a lot better, we forced turnovers, something we hadn't been able to do the past couple weeks. Unfortunately, we didn't do anything with the turnovers, but again, other than the drive in the third quarter, I thought in the last drive of the game, I thought we played really well. We gave up a touchdown, a deep throw there in the fourth quarter, but they kind of got us on a hitch and go. That sometimes that's going to happen to you, but much improved. Hopefully we can build off that, Neil.
Talked about it, 3 phases in the game. You guys weren't so good in the kicking game. Second straight week that you guys have given up a long punt return. Kickoff return, Jacksonville State leads to a touchdown. Their kickoff, Venables' 99-yard return hurts you guys. Talk about the return game and being hurt by the opponent's return game.
We got a new snapper, new punter, and we're only averaging 30 yards a punt. May just start going for it every time. And then, kickoff return, we're doing well on that. Punt return, we're doing good on that. We did have the block in the back, but, sometimes that's going to happen when you try to be as aggressive as we do in the return game. And then, kickoff's very disappointing because, last year we were one of the tops in the country doing the same thing we're doing now. We may have to change the scheme a little bit to put our guys in a better position there. And then, field goal game, I mean, we got to make those kicks. I mean, that's when we get down there, we got to make them. Would that have been the difference in the game? You don't ever know because the outcome would change depending on how things work out. But you gotta be better in that area. I mean, it's got to be automatic. And right now, that's probably the most disappointing thing with me is that we're giving up big plays in the kicking game, and that's something that we've been very good at the past couple of years. So we got to fix that.
Of course, Jeremy and Katie. Katie's also named Player of the Week. Offensively, great games, tarnished by the loss. How do you help those guys and talk to these guys as a team sport, and then talk to the team just about dealing with the loss after playing so well on Saturday offensively?
Well, I mean, they played okay now. I mean, it wasn't nothing to write home about. As far as that goes, we missed some throws, we dropped some balls out there and whatnot. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got to score. You have that kind of numbers. 27 points ain't going to get it done. And so, again, I'm not pointing fingers at any of them. We have to do a better job as a staff of putting our guys in a better position to succeed. I didn't think we had about 4 or 5 calls, on the offensive side of the ball. Wish we could have back. We just didn't put we didn't put KD in a good position. We called a couple run pass options, and it just wasn't. We just didn't put him in a good spot. Kicking game, we got to figure out a way to take the talent we got and put them in a position to be better. And so there's a lot of things we have to do to help those guys out to be more successful on game day.
Let's talk about the team's mindset going into Saturday, taking on SEMO.
Well, we met yesterday and they were really down, which they should have been. I mean, I was down, but we're back up today, and today's their off day. And then tomorrow, we need to come out and have a good practice. I thought one area of improvement we had was Friday when I meet with the team for the last time before the game. We talked about had to win third downs, be better in the third downs. And I told them, I said, well, how do you become better in third down? I said, you be better on first and second down. And then that makes third down a lot better. Same deal going into this week. How do you get better on Saturday? Is you practice better on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that's what we got to focus on this week.
Southeast Missouri lost Paul McRoberts, who one of the top receivers in the nation, broken foot. And many times when a team is really on a roll, they'll have someone step up in that role. Peter Lloyd has done that for them. They just seem to be making the right moves. They've got a good running game going. What have you seen from them on film that has helped them improve from last year to this year?
Well, I've always thought they had really good players, and maybe I'm not the guy to ask because, SEMO, that's been our toughest game. I mean, even though their record hasn't been really, really good the past couple of years, I mean, they match up real well with us. They run the ball well. They got some good receivers defensively. They play an odd front, and they make you – it's hard to run the ball up the middle on them. They make you run it to the outside. And, they just always have matched up good with us. And now they got a new coach who's got them playing with a lot of confidence. A lot of times that'll happen, and they're getting breaks. They're winning close games. They're learning how to win. And go back to you there, James, on the question you asked. That's something that we have to do. I mean, we got to learn how to win. We played a very difficult early schedule. I've always said it, when you play multiple Division 1A games, somewhere along the way it always seems like one of those games comes back and gets you in a game maybe you should have won. Again, you got to take your hat off Tennessee Tech. I just thought it was a game we controlled if we make one more play. And hopefully that Tennessee Tech was the one that cost us. But, we got to learn how to win those games. And we got to learn how to make the breaks come our way. And that's something that we got to do and be more disciplined. And that's what it looks like SEMO's done, that they finally got the breaks are going their way. When the ball fumbled on the ground, it bounces to them instead of the other team. And when you kind of get on a little roll like they're on now, it always seems like everything just kind of falls your way. So hopefully we can stop that momentum Saturday at 3.
They are ranked. They come in, I think, 23rd in the TSN poll this week. Also, it's a homecoming crowd. tent city. That seems to really make the players play well. You've had some of your best games out here during homecoming.
Well, we've had some. I mean, we've had a lot of scoring on those days. We've been scored on a lot on homecoming, but it's a neat atmosphere. We get a lot of alumni back. And I say it every year. To me, I wish we had Tent City every week. I mean, it's an awesome deal, and it fits with the type of stadium that we have. So, you don't play any harder on homecoming. Every game's a big game. You try to win them all, but this is a big one for us. I mean, we need to have some success as a football team, and make some breaks come our way. And no better time to do it than on homecoming. So hopefully, again, we'll have a big crowd out there. Maybe it'll be a beautiful day. I know you and Dave, I can't speak for the rest of you, but we're excited about a day game for once. So that's a big bonus. And then in other news, we've been talking about all this bad news, Will, today, but just got an email back that anytime you get a targeting foul, it goes to a national review board. And just got an email back that Travis Taylor's suspension for the next game has been lifted. So he will be able to play, and so that's really good news for us.
Can you talk a little bit about Perry Cooper being on homecoming court? I guess he's been getting beat up a little bit the last couple games and stuff.
Who is that?
Cooper.
Perry Cooper?
Yeah, being on homecoming court. If that means anything to the team.
No, I don't think that means anything to the squad. He asked something about it a couple weeks ago. I know Casey Brotman was on the homecoming court, I guess, a few years back and whatnot. I didn't even know we had a homecoming king. I guess I've never was too. I always vote for the homecoming queen. So, but he's a good boy. He's really kind of entrenched himself into this university after transfer from UNLV, and hopefully we can win the game and he can win homecoming king. So we'll see how that goes.
Just an injury update on anything new injury-wise from this past week.
No, I think we're good. Neil, Chris Allen did not play last week. He actually hurt himself on Thursday at practice. He's questionable. He's a backup defensive back and plays a lot of our special teams. So we'll have to wait and see how he does. But other than that, everybody should be pretty much ready to go.
Roman Clay ran really hard. Do you see any more carries for him?
Yeah, I do. He's been injured a little bit. He hurt himself in the Louisville game, so he missed Western Michigan, and then against Jacksonville State, he didn't have enough practice in my mind. We got three good backs. We don't have one just guy that's really just taking the charge as being the front runner in that deal. So, we rotate them every series, and it worked out the other night where they all pretty much had the same amount of carries. They're all three hard workers. They all three pull for each other on the outside. I'm sure they wish they were getting more carries. So we got a little competition going this week, James. I had 5 things that they all had to do, and whoever does them the best this week will get the start and get more carries early or get more opportunities early in the game. So Roman may be one of those guys. We'll wait and see.